Welcome to Wrestle Talk with the Rabbit Beaver. And joining me today is the Juke and Jive King from NYC. And you know he's got something special for us tonight. It is the man who causes mayhem everywhere he goes. It is Mayhem McQueen. Mayhem, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. As far as the circumstances, I'm doing all right.
Mayhem, I know that you're going through a lot of stuff that's personal right now. We don't have to speak about it unless you absolutely want to. But I want the crowd to know who you are because you're a first-time guest here on Wrestle Talk with Rabbit Beaver. And I know that we've worked together in the past, but there's a lot of people that are on my show, East Tennessee, North Georgia, South Carolina, Alabama, a lot of people that are coming to you live from Texas that don't know who you are. So I want you to get into your story. How did you get into professional wrestling? Who was your favorite characters when you were growing up? All of it. So just start wherever you want to start.
Okay. I'm originally from New York. Yes. Moved down to South Carolina in '95, and we moved to a small city outside of Charleston called Munns Corner, South Carolina. That's where my mama was raised and born. And also, there's a legend that used to walk around here, and used from here, from the same city, from the same town, named Burhead Jones. My mom and daddy put me on him when I was young. That's the very first person I know about wrestling, period. And then, fairly enough, my grandma loved wrestling she used to be a professor at University of Miami. And, but she ain't missing no wrestling now. That's our thing. So, like, a lot of things occurred that I feel like I was already in love with it in the first place. So I said, you know what? Let me just try it. There's nothing to try. I mean, I ain't got nothing else to lose. Why not try something new? It might take me in a direction I needed to go in. Started trying it. Started off at APW, Bowling Springs. I was with Jay Eagle at the time and Elite 19, Brian Bullet, Chris James, Dusty Money, um, Luke Fury, trying a lot of cats that came from that doors that still work in the indies and doing their thing. We came from the same home. Nick Fury, another one at hand. Like we I learned from the most people that I could possibly think of. And I could say that's mostly who created who I am today. And I gotta say Black Cat Deion Johnson as well. Sweet Dreams. Um, you got two more that I'm thinking of, but I know I'm gonna be mad if they miss it. But there's a lot of them put me where in the position where I am today to make me who I am today. That's who gave me the Juke and Jive. Besides my mom and daddy, that's where the original Juke and Jive came from. But really, the Juke and Jive started from me thinking, sitting down at a table. I was like, you know what? I'm mom and daddy old. Like I had to say that they're really old, but they got so much soul and so much power. So much when they speak with like intelligence. Like want you to know that they speaking with power through they with every meaning they saying. And it's not gonna be no in between or half stepping with it. So they gonna tell you straightforward. So that's what I like. So ever since then, I was like, I can use that. I can use that to my advantage. I do it here. So it's no different now to use it than doing that now. So everything that came from them just came from my mom and daddy. Literally came from my mom and daddy.
Well, you said that your mom and dad are the most important aspects of your life that have happened. And we know, like you said, you recently went through a tragedy. Your father has passed away. And I know it's really hard right now to speak of it because it's really fresh on your mind. But is there a specific moment in time in history where he gave you the advice that you needed at the right time, at the right place to help you excel in your wrestling career?
Uh when they went to my very first show. My dad didn't like that too much of me getting hit on. I ain't like that. He ain't like that too much. And he said it straight to me right before he walked in the door. He's like, if it ain't me hitting you, I don't like it. I ain't gonna let you know now. I don't not like it. So I might be cringing on my seat, but son, I know you got you. I know that. But it's like one thing he did say to me, he's like, don't let me or your mom block your dream of what you really want to do. Yeah, we told you not to because we don't want to see your child die because we don't see you get hurt in that ring or and be a vegetable and we have to take care of you. We already old. I was like, I get that. I'm the only one not married. I get that. But at the same time, like I was like, but we only got one life to live. And if I do something that I hurt myself doing something I love, I can't be really mad at it. That
Right.
was my time. It's unpredictable things that can happen any day, anytime. And my mom said, just the quicker way though. I was like, I understand still at the end of the day, I'm not a gentle person. Like I went through life changes with a lot of things. I did skateboarding as well. Like I did a lot of extreme stuff that I should never done, but I'd still done it for years. And it came akin to what I want to do. So I was like, I took my next step. I was like, I want to get off of skateboarding because it hurt my knees too much. And went into wrestling. I was like, it's gonna hurt my knees even more. So I was like, yeah, you know what? I'd rather just do this once a weekend or two times a weekend and be all right with it. But at the same time, it teach me humbleness, teach me respect, teach you how to be a sane person. Because before all this, I was none of that. I was none of that. I'll respectfully say that right now. I was none of that. I was definitely a heathen.
Well,
And
well,
I would say,
speak to that because from the time that we met you, from the time that we've known you, a little over a year that we've known you, you have always been calm, cool, and collective, and you've always had your stuff together, and you've always been yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. What can I do? How can I do it? And I know from you speaking like this, you weren't always like that. So, where did it change? Who was the one that got you that made that change in your life?
it started, I mean, if you want to go in a deep personal life with me personally, I mean, I've been to prison twice. Okay. I've been in countless county jails. But sitting there and watching people go through their struggles every day, and watching people on the outside struggle every day, one voice could change a whole meaning of anybody's life. The word chance. The word chance. I got my second chance of life because the charge I got prior to what I'm doing now would have landed me a lifetime. And I'm right here looking at y'all, not on probation, a free man. So my humbleness started my very last time going to jail. Humbly. Like before that, it was still humbly, but I still had hiccups. But recently, the last 6, 7 years, no, not
And
happening.
that's a story inside of itself. And there's a lot of people who are in the same position that you were in, and they've done the same things that you've done, and they don't know how they're going to get out of it, and they don't know if they can even get out of it or if they can even change their life. Speak on how that has happened and what happened so that everybody knows. I know that when you talk about getting booked and wanting to work for places, people take that seriously, but you have to also remember that the wrestling business is very forgiving and it's very loving, and they want people to succeed and they want people to change their lives as long as you're willing to change your life. So if you'll speak on that for a minute, because there's people who are in that same situation and they need to know that there's hope.
I'm gonna tell you this: if you can listen and let's talk from any situation, you observe what people say, and it hits harder when you listen because the more you talk, you ain't learning nothing. You're definitely not learning nothing. And for sitting here many years and not just doing a lot of talking and not enough listening, got me landed me in multiple places that I didn't want to be, and got me in certain situations now, as of today, because the prior things I've done. I reap what it is so. And I can't get mad what I've done, the things I've done. I mean, only thing I can do is keep going forward. And I respect everybody at this point. Like, if I have beef with y'all, I'm gonna let you know now. I let it go. Tomorrow's never promised. I will not. That's something I ain't playing with no more. Like I see what people mean when they lose something most precious and valuable. I took that as advantage. Like man, my dad's Iron Man. That man ain't going nowhere. I thought this man was gonna last till 100 years old. Anything can be taken from you within seconds, milliseconds at that. So everything humbly, respectfully. Everybody got beef with me. Let it go. I apologize now for being serious. I apologize right now.
I can speak on that a little bit too, because when I was 21, I made a huge mistake. I made a huge mistake. I was arrested for carrying a weapon without a license with intent to go loaded and false impersonation of a police officer. And I admit it. I was the first one that when I went to court, I admitted my problems. I told them what had happened and talked to them about it. And the judge just straight told me, he said, I've never seen you in my court before. You don't have a record. You've never done anything violent before. He said, we're going to give you a year of silent probation. And if you don't do anything within that year to get arrested or to do anything else, we're going to be able to move forward. You're going to be able to do anything. But I pled guilty to it. So pleading guilty to it, it stays on my record forever. And, I lost a really, really good job. I was in television at that point in time, and I was on a booking committee for the television program for the WB at that point in time, 53 in Chattanooga. And it just so happened by chance that I was already running with Harley Race and traveling around with Harley Race and doing some things there, and got into clean. I mean, he knew my record. He knew I had stuff that was going on, but he wanted me to come down and work with him anyway. And so we started setting up chairs, and we started cleaning toilets, and we started running concessions, and we started doing stuff like that. And we just worked our way in little by little by little by little. And it wasn't an overnight process. I'm talking 5-6 years of doing different stuff just because that was the only thing I knew to do to get my life back together from where I messed up. But he gave me something. He gave me something to hold on to. He gave me a start. He gave me a place to be. He gave me somewhere to go. And I can tell you, professional wrestling changed my life. It changed my life. And I know where you're at and what you've done. It's changed your life. It's done things for you that nobody else can do and nobody else can say. And you've met probably the best people that you'll ever meet inside your life and some of the worst people at the same time in professional wrestling. But you've made the best of it. And that's what really matters here, Mayhem. Not only that, but, you were throwing out names like Luke Fury, like Dusty Money. And like I told you, we were at School of Morton. We were at the Smoky Mountain Pro. We've been all over. We've seen just about everybody and everything that can come through there. And those are some of the best people in the world who also were trained by Ricky Morton and, Uncle Bob, all of them. So it makes a difference in who you know and who they know and how they help you and how they've put little lights inside of you to train you and change you. And people see that. They see the fire that's inside of you. And that's one of the things of why I wanted to get you on this show, is because I knew that you had stuff that happened. I knew that there was lots of things that took place in your life before. And if you're open and honest with it, there's lots of people, even if they hear about it, I wouldn't believe it now. Like, even knowing what I know now, I still don't believe it because you're such a different person now than what you were. And it's unbelievable for me to say, well, he was that way. There's no way he was that way because of how I know you and how you talk and how you treat people. And I think that a lot of that comes from being rooted really well and being trained really well. And like you said, listening, learning how to listen. You got 2 ears and one mouth for a reason, because your mouth is only supposed to move half as much as you're supposed to listen. And
Correct.
people don't get that. They just don't get that aspect of it. And I was riding. I rode maybe 3 times with Harley, 3 times. The entire time that I was with him and helping him, I got to ride with him 3 times. And one of the times I rode with him, it was near Christmas, and Harley hated Christmas. And I never understood why until I rode with him that night. And I asked him straight up. I asked him, and I learned you don't ask questions with Harley Race if you don't want a real answer. So, because he put it on me, Harley, one of Harley's wives that he had died at Christmas. She died in a car accident at Christmas, and he hated Christmas ever since then. But he put it to me in such a way that I didn't want to ask him any more questions. Let's just say it like that. He was really rough and gruff with me about it. Why are you asking this fucking shit on Christmas? He was real angry about it. So
and Harley's one big dude too. Firecracker, boy, no.
And I'm a big guy. Like I'm a big guy now. Like I'm over 300 pounds now. But at that point in time, I was 200 pounds soaking wet, and Harley scared the shit out of me. Like, just to be honest with you. And the way he said it, I just knew like, oh, I really fucked up. And I don't know how I fucked up or why I fucked up. And then a couple days later, he came to me. Well, it was about a month later. He came to me and he pulled me in the office and he said, listen, he said, I know you didn't mean anything and you didn't know anything. And I want to tell you, I'm sorry about this, but don't ever ask me about that stuff again. Don't ever ask me about Christmas. Don't ever ask me about this stuff again. And then he explained to me what had happened. And, but coming from a kid that didn't know, I was just, Harley, why you hate Christmas? Why are you turning Christmas music off? Why are you doing this? And I didn't realize that there was past trauma there and things that had happened in his past that set him off. And everybody's got it. Everybody's got something that's from our past that we've lived through, that we're living through currently, and we're trying to get over and we're trying to help it. Other people get over their stuff because we can see it now. Now that we've been through it, we look and we can see, okay, well, this guy's doing this and this guy's doing that. And somebody just needs to speak up and say, hey, have you ever thought about doing this? Why don't you just hang out with me tonight? Why don't you come over to the crib and hang out with me tonight? Like, let's call it quits on this because you're messing up your life and you don't realize it. So, and it's just little things. Little things make a big difference in people's lives, Mayhem. And I know you know that. So, and if you'd like to speak to any of that, go ahead.
I mean, listen, I'm going to tell you a little secret of life. One thing for sure and two things for certain. If you value life, you get more out of it. I promise you that. That's one thing for sure. Everything, every movement you do, evaluate it first. Think about it morally, and then act on it. Don't just go jump the gun, because I've seen it happen too many times. It happened to me. That's why I'm in the position I'm in now. I jumped the gun and thought I was Mr. Know-It-All and got nowhere. So sit back, relax, be a student, not Mr. Miyagi.
Right.
That's one thing for sure. Sit there, be Daniel's son. Be a Daniel's son. One day you will be Mr. Miyagi. You have that chance. But right now, I'm gonna be a Daniel son for a long time until I figure out wrestling completely. Now, which is gonna be never, because it changes every millisecond of the day.
Every day you learn something new, and if you're not something new, you got issues every day. So
that part. So,
and that's just how it is. And Mayhem, like I told you, we worked with you at the School of Morton. We got to see you firsthand. We got to see everything that you were doing firsthand. And you really had a great presence inside the ring. You knew how to listen to the crowd. You knew how to make sure that they were involved. You knew how to get them involved if they weren't involved. And that's stuff you can't teach. That's instinct that's actually put in somebody. Is you can tell somebody until they're blue in the face. You got to listen, and you got to listen to how they're cheering, and you got to listen to how they're reacting to what's going on inside the ring. But for somebody to actually do it and hear it and know exactly when and go, okay, it's time, that makes a big difference. And you're one of those people that I can say, honestly, you listen to the crowd, you make sure that they're getting their money's worth out of whatever situation you're put in. And pardon me, I don't want to put you in this category, so I'm going to say apologize right now. Even there's some days where people are being bump bitches. Let's just call it what it is. That's what they are. Even when you get put in a situation like that, you've always excelled and always moved through, because I know you're not that person today. I don't want you to be that person tomorrow. And I know you've helped yourself excel farther than that. And I mean, everything you've done with Explosive Pro Wrestling, the stuff you're doing with Carolina Main Event Wrestling, the stuff that you've done at Smoky Mountain Pro and the School of Morton, Prodigy Pro, and other places that you've been, you've definitely been making a name for yourself. And so we want you to know that we've got your back. Wrestle Talk with a Rad Beaver has your back. If you need anything from us, you send it to us, private message us, and we'll send your stuff out. We would love to have you get eyes on your product, because I know that I believe in you. I believe that you can make it, and it means something for me if you can make it. And I want other promoters inside this area. I want the Georgia, Alabama, Florida, Tennessee. I want you to be able to travel and make good money inside this business, because you have been given a second chance and you have excelled at that second chance. And I know if I can see it, these other promoters need to see it too. And you definitely will be going someplace in your life. Don't quit. Don't give up. Do not let anybody tell you that you're not good enough, because there's going to be a lot of people. You don't listen to those voices. You never listen to those voices, because you are good enough and you will make it one day. You just keep doing what you're doing. You keep riding where you're riding, and you roll with your roll, and you get in with the right people, and it's just going to happen. You're going to meet the right mesh. It's just going to happen. And it's by chance. It's going to be by chance. It's going to be one of those nights you're just going to think you're going to be giving it up. I'm going to tell you, man, I had a night a couple years ago where I didn't know what I was doing. I'd been out of wrestling. I'd been out of wrestling for about 5 years and didn't know. I was really depressed, just gone through a divorce, had a lot of stuff that was happening at that point in time, and didn't know where I was going to go or what I was going to do or how I was going to do it. And I got a phone call in the middle of the night from Dr. Tom Pritchard, out of the blue, bro. Out of the blue. And my number had changed like 3 times since I had went to one of his academies in Florida. And he got a hold of me. He found out how to get a hold of me and got a hold of me. He called me and he said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm not doing nothing right now, Dr. Tom." And he went, "Listen, you have a voice." And he said, "You can talk." He said, "If you can't do anything else, you're going to make money with your mouth. What are you doing with your life?" And it hit me like somebody just threw a whole thing of bricks on me. And I was like, well, damn, like I need to be doing something then. And then he told me, he said, "You're not interviewing anybody. You're not going to wrestling shows anymore." He said, "It makes me sick to my stomach because you had the potential with your mouth to be the next Roddy Piper." And it hit me again. I was like, well, shit, what am I going to do? Like, and so
get on the ball then.
He put me on the spot. He put me on it. And I've been running with it ever since then. So for the last 5 years, dude, I've been running with it and trying to go hot and heavy and try to do everything I can every time that I'm available to do something for somebody. Anytime somebody asks me if we can come, as long as the date's available to us and we've got the money to show up, we're there. Like that's just the way it is. So, and I make money out of nowhere sometimes just to be at certain shows, or I'll tell them up front, I don't have the money to be there this time. If you'll give me your dates, I can make it on XYZ for the next dates that you've got. If you'll just let me know, and we can do that. And we try to run with it. But it just took that little bit of fire to get underneath me to set me on and keep me ablaze. And I know in your life, you're going to run into stuff that's going to happen. There's going to be people that are naysayers. You might fall out of the business for a short period of time, but somebody's going to come into your life and they're going to have your best interest at heart. Dr. Tom had my best interest at heart. I don't know why. I can't tell you to this day why he remembered me. You know how many kids Dr. Tom has trained in the past 5 years?
You know, you mean you just training 30? Jeez.
Yeah. He's got a couple of 30, 35 at a time, and it's doing 6 to 8 weeks, or it's doing 6 months. Dude, he's freaking training people like crazy. And he remembered me.
I remember him doing a seminar in South Carolina at APW Chester. It was a 7-hour seminar. And then, like, that's what really kicked off for me, because that's when, like, started learning from, like, other just them learning from somebody higher up that's been doing it, along with, like, Eagle and stuff, but had their hands in WWE, had hands in what people were doing and pushing that. So I just listened to what he said. He just looked at me, he looked at me and laughed. That's all he did for the first 30 seconds of me looking at him. He's like, he just started busting out laughing. I was like, what's so funny, man? Like, I had to ask, like, Mr. Tom? He's like, don't call me that. Call me Dr. Tom. I was like, okay. Dr. Tom? He's like, yes. He's like, why are you laughing at me? He was like, you're really short. I didn't expect a really short person, though, like your height. I was like, what you mean by that? He's like, but you big. You big. Like, how much you weigh? I was like, 225. He's like, how tall are you? 5'4". He's like, he looked at me, he's like, and just started like, he just like, go get your gear on. I want to see something. And I put my gear on. He looked at me, he's like, you got a weird monument of a body. I don't know how you be using it, maneuvering, how you be doing in the ring, but there's no way you should be that fast. You shouldn't be that fast at all. I don't know what you were thinking you're doing. Yo, why are you going so fast? I was like, you said, I got little legs. I got 6 steps across that whole ring for me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He's like, should be 3. I was like, how? He's like, oh yeah, dang. And he shakes his head. He's like, you're right. Take your little 6 steps. And he's like, you make it look good though. You make it look good. So I had to laugh at him. I was like, thank you, Dr. Tom. He's like, and then I did my first like promo in front of like somebody like that. Like he was my very first seminar.
Did
So
he
like
potato go you? 1, 2 potato go.
yeah. He's like, you got 30 seconds. Give me a promo for 30 seconds. Like, huh? He's like, man, I'll give y'all a minute. You go past a minute.
You already missed 10 seconds by going, huh?
He's like, it's going. I was like, oh, so you want me to do it right now? I was like, I was like, then I did my promo. He's like, for the person that stuttered on the first 5 seconds, 10 seconds of this, and asked me about 5 more seconds, you got it done. I'm pretty impressed. He's like, you got a mouth, you can use it. Use that to advantage too. He's like, you may not be the tallest, you may not be the biggest, but I mean, I can't say you're not the biggest because he looked around. He's like, so many people small in here compared to you. Like, don't let the height make you feel like you ain't nothing. Because there's a lot of people in this world feel like height is going to be the WWE. No, it's your talent and how you respect you are. I was like, all right, that's what made me stomp my ground. I was like, you know what, I'm go full-fledged. And that's what I got. I think my head got blown up a little bit too much. Just a little bit. I blew a little tea kettle.
We were doing this leapfrog drill one day. We were in this old abandoned grocery store, and the ceiling was just right on top of you. You barely had enough room to, and I'm 6'1", so I'm average height, but I'm not short compared to most people that were at the seminar. There was a couple people that were 6'4" and 6'5", and I got in the ring with this dude that was 6'4", and he had me leapfrog over him from the corner, right? Throw you into the corner, leapfrog above him, and get underneath him, and then arm drag down. And so I got up, and I didn't make it over him, and I teabagged the dude because I couldn't get over him. He was too tall to get over him. He stopped it. Like, he stopped the entire seminar, and he was like, do that again. He's like, everybody watch, do that again. And so I tried to get over it. I couldn't get over him. I teabagged him, and he said, you know what you're doing wrong? And I was like, no. And he's like, you're thinking about it too much. He's like, if you stop and put the motion into it and quit thinking about jumping, he said, you're going to get over this dude. He said, but if you keep thinking about it and thinking about, okay, now I'm running to the corner. Now I've got to jump over. He said, you're not going to get it. You're never going to get it ever. And sure enough, as soon as he told me that, I shut my mind off, and he said, run it back, do it again. And that third time I got over the guy, and we did our little arm drag, and then we reversed, and he got over me, and then we went back into it again, lock up, turn around, send him to the ropes, leapfrog. And we went through that a couple times. And, stuff like that sticks with you. And you don't think about it every day, but it sticks with you. And sometimes you just got to learn to shut your mind off and tell the world it's over with. Like, I'm going to do this no matter what. And I've got this no matter what. I've got this. And I think that whenever he called me to come back, it woke me up so much because I missed it so much that I wanted to get back in it, and I wanted to do something. And so I just started where I could start. I started locally. I went to the little wrestling shows that were in McDonald and Dayton and Benton, and just the places that were around my house within 30 miles. And I was offering them services, and everybody's turning me down, right? Then when I started posting videos of it, I was like, all right, well, I did some film. So, I went to film school for a little bit. I did some film for them, started recording stuff, started recording some of the matches, and they started getting numbers. And then they started seeing their numbers, and they kind of got that. And they're like, okay, well, he knows a little bit about this. We can use him in this area. And so I started doing that a little bit, trying to get back in. And then it moved into, we want to use you behind the scenes to interview people, because they started realizing that I could talk. Like, I would stop.
When you start working your tail, working it, breaks out of your working you. That's what I call working. Yeah. He's like, oh, we know he can do a lot. We're going to ease him on that way. Like, you ease him on this way.
I can't wrestle, dude. I can't wrestle my fucking ass off. I can't do nothing. I suck inside the ring, and I know I suck. I mean, I've been told multiple times that it'd be a cold day in hell before people put me back inside the ring, and it's true. I have 2 left feet. Let's just say it like that when it comes to ring work. But I never gave up on it. And I always tried to make myself be better. And I think that's the thing that people don't realize is even though I'm not in the ring now and I'm not working inside the ring now, I'm always doing something for wrestling. I'm always trying to put flyers out there. I'm always talking to people about it. I'm always going on people's podcasts. I'm hosting my own podcast. I'm keeping people involved in it who normally wouldn't be involved. And we're always trying to leave the business better than where we found it. And that really came from Harley. Harley told me one time, he said, if you just leave the business better, it doesn't matter what you do. He said, if you're cleaning toilets, if you're doing concessions, you're setting up chairs, you're sweeping floors, you're taking out trash. If you just leave the business better, pulling up the ring, tearing down the ring. He said, whatever you're doing for the business and you're making it better, that's what makes the difference. And he said, if you leave it better than when you found it, somebody else will pick the ball up and run with it. They'll run with it to the end. And Mayhem, I think that you've got that. I think that you have left the business better than where you found it, and you're still leaving it better than where you found it. So I give you big kudos here on this show. And I know we haven't talked a lot about your wrestling stuff other than just being at School of Morton and stuff like that. You're at Carolina Main Event Wrestling, and you're going to be at their next show, I do believe, right? The Level D-O-O? Mm-hmm. The Ultimate Showdown? You want to talk about it for a minute?
Yes,
oh, sir. Yeah. Show us that beautiful title, baby.
Yes, the Warriors title. Definitely the Warriors title. I had this belt for almost 315 days. And quite a few tried. Some lost. Some tried. Some still got their butt tore off. I even did a hardcore match, death match, for the same title. Still broke them off. And I just know I was bred to be a champ. And like, I ain't gonna change nothing. If I do lose it, it's just gonna make me do better. At the end of the day, I'm still gonna grind harder. Still gonna put myself at the top of the chain. Smallest man on the top of the food chain.
And that's real important because, like you said earlier, Dr. Tom said that you're small, but man, you're big. I love that. I love that he said, man, you're big. Because it's true. It's so true. And people don't realize that until they see you inside the ring. And so I would encourage anybody that's out there, if you want to see a great performer, you want to see somebody that's got it together, go and see some Carolina Main Event Wrestling and get yourself some Mayhem McQueen. Let him dictate to you what's going to be happening inside that ring because it's going to be pure mayhem. Is that not correct?
Most definitely. His feet going to be shuffling. Just know that.
That's for sure. And Mayhem, I believe there's an Ultimate Showdown that's going to be going on down there. I think it's for the Legacy Championship as well. Now, do you know all the competitors that are going to be a part of that?
Yeah. The Legacy going to be Top Shot Rushy, Shaggy Stone, pretty sure Self-Standard James. I don't remember the other dude. That's a new dude that I just met recently. And Malik.
And I mean, not to discredit your title, but that's going to be a big title match right there that's going to be taking place, especially in the Ultimate Showdown, because it's going to be 5 different competitors going for the same championship, and they're going to be able to see something brand new right there for you. And moving forward, I mean, like you said, at Coastal Main Event Wrestling, not Coastal Championship Wrestling, Coastal Main Event Wrestling, you are going to be having a great night as well. So you've been put in a great position with that title, and it looks like you're looking for who's going to be next. And I believe it's going to be the Jay Stunner, right?
Man, this man got so much history. We started up the same place, but he got more little years experience. I give him that. But we have a lot of history. We was a tag team partners at APW at one point called Soul Love. And he wouldn't cross me, he had to find himself facing the floor quite a few times. And then he left and I came back here and he was wrestling there too. And he had this belt. And, fortunately he had release it, relinquish it, because if I would have got to it, he would not have it anyway. And I still had to go to a tournament through 7 people to get that and still won it, regardless of anything. And my next belt is, I'm going to try, even if it's my brother, Octavius, even if it's you. I love you to death, but I'm telling you, I will go for the heavyweight title as well. I'm going to show you what people, I mean, when you little people, you running things. Promise you that. Promise you that.
And I know it's going to be in Abbeville, South Carolina, but I don't know exactly the address where it's going to be at. Do you know exactly where it's going to be at, Mayhem McQueen?
They said that I really don't know because I just recently got informed on it, but it's the Abbeville Convention Center.
The Abbeville Center in Abbeville, South Carolina.
Civic Center. Yes.
Civic Center. In South Carolina is where you want to be to see Mayhem McQueen at the Ultimate Showdown, the next level, and where you're going to be facing Jay Stunner. And I know you have something special just to say to him directly. Go right ahead, sir.
Stunner. 6 years I've been doing this. 6 years you see me. 6 years you see me go through everything. I'm going to tell you this year, top belt ain't going nowhere. It's going to stay for another 300 some change until I feel like letting it go. Only way that's getting out of my hands if I relinquish it. And I ain't getting hurt. And I ain't going nowhere. So if you still think that's going to happen in anytime soon, you might as well go ahead and hang it up. Might as well leave your boots in the ring that night. But leave your whole outfit because you're not gonna get that. I'm just sorry. You use no belt you're getting. I'm sorry. You can probably enter that legacy challenge. You might get a chance there, but I doubt it because Malik is in there too. So he might just swallow you whole. So any way, shape, form, you're not getting nowhere out of this one. Sorry, buddy. Sorry. Keeping it real with you, man.
And I believe it's going to be Saturday, March 28th at 7 p.m. is where it's going to be taking place at the Abbeville Civic Center in Abbeville, South Carolina is where everything's going to be going down. And you can see all the great competitors that's going to be taking place. Nick Fury is going to be there. Curtis Robinson is going to be there. You've got Dion Johnson going to be there. Chief Jay Eagle is supposed to be there. And you've got that great 5-way that we talked about earlier. Brian Bullitt, Eric Thunder, and none other than Jay Stunner and the man himself, Mayhem McQueen, are all going to be there. And then there's going to be a women's championship on the line as well. Alicia Love, Jasmine J, and C-Rex will all be in the ring together for a 3-way match for that women's championship. And then you've got the one-man army versus Cat Down for the World Heavyweight Championship that night as well. So it's going to be a night of action-packed, wonderful action that's going to be taking place right there at Carolina Main Event Wrestling, on that Saturday, March 28th, 7 p.m., the Abbeville Civic Center in Abbeville, South Carolina, where you can see all the great action. You don't want to miss a moment of that action with the man himself. Mayhem McQueen's going to be in a special match right there with Jay Stunner. So come on out and see him. Now, Mayhem, are you going to be anywhere else?
I mean, lately I have not been putting my stuff out there. I've been reflecting back at home, make sure my family good, as well that I was going on currently, but make sure I can get my kids straight. That's one thing, number one. So I stepped back for a little while. So I haven't been wrestling like that for real, like for a while. But don't think I have not been training.
And don't think for a second you can't book Mayhem McQueen, because if you head on over to his Facebook page, guys, which is right here, the Mayhem McQueen Facebook page, he's got the option for you right there to click for the book now, and it's going to pop up your date. You can set a time that you want him to go through. Let's say we just want him for 11:30. Then you're going to set your information in here, your name, your phone number, your appointment notes, and you can request your appointment, get everything sent to him directly. So if you're looking for somebody to be that guy on your card, to be that next level performer on your card, somebody that's going to get the crowd into it, somebody who's going to keep the crowd there and to make them rise and fall with the championships, you want to have the Juke and Jive King from NYC, Mr. Mayhem McQueen, on your side. Don't for a second think that you're going to miss him today, go out there and book him now and send him a private message and let him know that you want to work. And you were working at Elevate Pro Wrestling. You've also worked at APW in the past, and you've done some excellent stuff there. And you've worked at the School of Morton. You also worked at Smoky Mountain Pro, like we've mentioned before on this. You've worked a little bit of everywhere. So there's not much you don't know, but you're always learning something new every day, Mayhem. And it'll be a great time for you just to go ahead and send him a request now and get him booked today. And tell him Beaver sent you. Mayhem, I'm going to give you final words for tonight. Say it to anybody you want to say it to, and say it loud and proud, baby.
I'm going to say this for the one and only, Hey, Pop, this is one for you, though. From 1947 to 2026, you lived it. Now you gonna live through me now. We're going to be really Juke and Jive in the ring. Long live Benjamin McQueen Jr., the original Juke and Jive King.
Wow. What a great tribute. Mayhem, I want to thank you so much for being here tonight. If there's anything that we can do for you, please feel free to message us. Any matches that you're going to be in, send us the flyer. We'll put them out there. We're a part of over 167 wrestling societies between 3 different networks, and the Wrestling Society Network is one of the big ones that we're with. Also with River City Media, we would love to make sure that you are getting the FaceTime that you deserve in this area, and we want to see you booked somewhere in this area soon. So thank you for being here tonight from the bottom of my heart. And if there's anything we can do for you, please come on this way.
I appreciate you.
You're very welcome. You. And remember, guys, you guys have the option and ability. If they're looking to book you via email, is there an email that they can reach you at?
You can go to my real email. It's markeen1221@gmail.com.
That's MARKEM. Markeen1221@gmail.com.
Correct.
All right. Thank you, Mr. McQueen, for being here tonight. I really appreciate you. And remember, guys, you heard it right here first on Wrestle Talk with the Rabid Beaver. Stick around through the break, buddy.